Jones, that means.
Warren, in what areas were the All Blacks better than the Lions tonight?
I thought they played very well up front. They did a good job of stopping our line speed. They come really hard off 9, which was got them some front foot ball and very aggressive at the breakdown. So, we need to learn from that and make sure that we're better in those areas next week in particular.
Did they take you by surprise with their physicality in and around the breakdown?
No, we spoke about them potentially trying to slow our line speed down, but by kicking a bit more and trying to kick in behind us. And the other way to do that is to come really hard off 9, and they did that effectively. So we're just going to have to make sure, if they do employ those tactics next week, that we're just much better at stopping that momentum that they created off 9. So they were hats off to them. They were very direct in the way that they played. They didn't play a lot of throw the ball around. They just came in fairness to them, they were physical up front, and so you've got to give them credit for that.
Warren came out on the wrong side of the discipline, the penalty count. Was that a fair reflection, and how can you improve in that element? Yeah,
that's, if you look at the games that we've played, and that's a disappointing thing. We've given away a few soft penalties, and they've been costly in the games there that when our discipline's been good, and we've given away less than 10 penalties in the game, and it's reflected in the performance. So you put yourself under pressure by giving away soft penalties and penalties when we had them squeezed a little bit under, down towards their line, and then allowing them a soft exit. So look, it's an area that we need to look at and make sure that we improve for next week.
Katie?
Warren, speaking of improvements, did you see enough from your side tonight that leads you to believe this could still be a closely fought series?
Yeah, absolutely. I thought we created some great chances, and we played some lovely rugby and scored a couple of nice tries, which was hugely positive. Disappointed that there's a couple of golden moments, great opportunities to score that we could have taken, and then we've just switched off a little bit when they've caught us on a quick tap, which Elliot Daly at half time said, look, I've just got myself caught in no man's land. So that's fixable. From a kick, the ball's gone through Liam Williams' hands and it's bounced into Rico Ioane's arms, and he scored from that. It's fixable. And then a scrum advantage where we've missed the first up tackle. So for me, those things are all fixable. The All Blacks haven't played sort of champagne rugby and thrown the ball all over the place. In fairness to them, they were very direct up front, and so we need to make sure that we're better in those areas in terms of combating them for next week.
Rory?
Peter, firstly, how are you? Because you come off, I think, with an injury.
Yeah, just got a bang in the shoulder. Should be fine.
And just from your own sense, where did that game get away from you?
Look, obviously you're being put under pressure by one of the best teams in the world, but I think, as Warren said, with that opportunity just off the kick-off in the first half and almost same again in the second half, and we didn't convert two very good chances. Look, we spoke about discipline already. If you're going to be over 7-8 penalties, you're going to struggle, especially against a team with the quality side of New Zealand. So look, there's a huge amount of positives to take, and there's a couple of easy fixes as well.
Jack?
Warren, after the first half try and then the second break in the early after the half time, did you feel like you had weathered the storm and it looked like your side was on the ascendancy at that point?
Yeah, no, look, we'd come under a bit of pressure in the first half, and we've scored, and if we'd scored after half time, that's 13-all. That's an interesting take on the game, and we had some periods where we defended pretty well, but we've made given away some a couple of soft penalties and allowed them out of defence. You could argue that Ben Teo probably is an option to shift the ball, and when we've created an opportunity, an overlap chance, and you finish those chances, and it changed just the whole mindset and momentum of the game, and unfortunately we've created those and haven't quite finished them off.
Paul Hayward?
Warren, we could see why you picked Liam Williams in that first half with those brilliant counter-attacking runs. You saw the other half of it, I suppose, in the second half with that drop catch. How would you assess, his performance?
Yeah, I think if he was assessing it himself, he would say it was mixed. There was a couple of great moments, and then in that role you've got to be really accurate in the air, and we've lost a couple where it's come forward, and then one that's gone through the hands towards the end of the game. So look, we just got to make sure that you're 100% accurate, that you're in control of the things that you're able to make sure that you're able to do. Look, disappointing thing for me, we've put them under a bit of pressure, kicked 3 points, and then haven't taken the kick off, and from that, as a result of that, they've kicked 3 points straight away. So and those are things that we can make sure that we're better at for next week.
Thank you. Warren, any injury issues, Warren, from the game?
Spoke to the doctor. He just said there's nothing serious, couple of stingers or something, but nothing, no injuries.
So a good position to be in,
yeah.
Especially with, you were talking about, obviously other people might come into contention for moving forward, so you obviously full squad to work from, you can sort of go at it again straight away.
Absolutely, yeah. So I think it's a big game for those guys on Tuesday night against the Hurricanes. They'll see that as an opportunity, and obviously from my point of view, we've got to be much more physical next week against the All Blacks, because they came with a very physical approach tonight, and we're very direct, and we need to improve in that area.
Yeah.
Warren, you probably expected to get a bit more dominance up front than you had tonight. How do you sort of go about rectifying that for the rest of the series?
Yeah, absolutely. That was disappointing. I mean, we've had some success of our driven lineup, and we didn't do that. I mean, the All Blacks sacked us, pretty effectively tonight to negate that. So tactically we'll need to look at that. I think we got one line-out penalty, but we didn't get a lot of success from our line-out, and so we need to make sure that we're better in that area, or tactically that we change. So and obviously there's one scrum that's caught us as well. That's put us under a bit of pressure. So yeah, from a set piece point of view, there needs to be a couple of areas of improvement.
Ross at the back, please. Warren over here. Sorry. You mentioned the Hurricanes game. Do you see that as an opportunity as opposed to a distraction in what is now a huge test week?
No, it's a huge opportunity. It's a big chance for, like I said, those players that weren't involved tonight to go out there and give a good performance. And it's it's the only time on tour that we're going to be in one place for, well, the first time we're going to be in one place for a week. So we'll be able to sort of settle in a little bit and hopefully prepare in the right way.
Rory again, please.
And Peter, yourself and Connor had a chat with Jaco Piper just at half time. Johnny and Sean both remonstrated with him after the game as well. Was there a lot of frustration about some of the decisions that were going on out there?
No, look, in the heat of battle, you just question some of his assessments, and as a captain or as a 9 or whatever it is, you just ask the interpretation, you clarify it so you can be better the next time. And I'm sure the lads and myself and Connor were just asking him about a technical issue. I'm sure the lads were doing the same at the end.
Warren, given how many people talk about the first test being so important, how do you go about picking the players back up from this?
Yeah, I think from a player's perspective, I mean, they'll be critical of their own performances and making sure, looking at what aspects that we need to improve on, and particularly I think, the All Black Type 5 were very good. They were very strong up front, and we need to be, tough on ourselves, but also honest with our own performance and look where we need to improve. And we felt that we'd improved as the tour went on, and we've learned from the games that we've played. And the biggest thing is that a lot of things are fixable, and we've played a game tonight and they've brought an intensity to tonight, so we know what to expect for next week, and we need to make sure that we're prepared both physically and mentally for next week, and to know what the step up is for when you come up against the All Blacks.
Okay, before the disco gets in the louder, we'll wrap it there. Thank you very much.